We are live. I'm Sundela Jordan was her silly cynical asshole. I'm here with a bunch of my friends, and this is the chillest stream out there right now. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Who wants to go first?
I'm Wayward. I draw on Twitter, and I also make horny posts and make quips about comics and stuff.
Very honest. I am Bagtoons. I like to draw a lot of fan arts, some original stuff on Twitter. And I'm just the guy who likes nerdy stuff. Anyone else?
Smug's in the bathroom. So, Sailor, you wanna go?
All right, I'm Salem. I sometimes pop on social media every so often, and I'm a writer.
Amen.
Cool. He's the first guy I've ever he was the first guy I ever got on the stream with. So this is kind of like me getting in it. Yeah, kind of me getting it, like me inviting him into my house for the first time. So thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome back.
All right.
We're home.
So, we're here today. It's a real chill stream. What we
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
talk about first was I believe it was unpopular Spider-Man opinions.
Ah,
That's
yes.
what we wanted to go for. So I guess we could talk about Spider-Man.
Well, if you want to get started with an unpopular Spider-Man opinion, oof, I don't even know if I should say because I say too much on Twitter about Spider-Man anyways. Well,
Well, I'm not sure if this is unpopular, but do you want me to start off?
go ahead.
Sure, no problem, dude.
All right, Miles Morales shouldn't be Spider-Man. He should be his own hero.
Oh, that's kind of racist, bro. Can't have a black man be Spider-Man. Stop.
Or
I
is it?
mean,
But
I
yeah,
mean,
I agree.
Dude.
But, no.
Well, what I'm saying is he's evolved into a really good, in-depth character, and
Mhm.
I think that it's only doing him a disservice to be under the shadow of Peter Parker, or I don't know how else to say it, to always be known as the other Spider-Man.
Other
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
It's
Yeah.
like he's not even like the Nightwing to Batman. It'd be like if right now Dick Grayson was also Batman at the same time, like they were kind of doing in 2011 for minutes.
Because it's also weird that, again, well, the biggest problem I was like, can you just change your name already? Like, it's been like a decade almost. Please just get a new name now that you both share the same universe.
I think he's called like he was called Kid Arachnid at one point, but
I remember
I don't
hearing
know
this
about
one
all
that sounded
that.
like I remember hearing one that sounded like a screen name they were gonna go with for a minute, and no one never did it. Kind of like they've done a bunch of stuff like that with Marvel characters, like where X-23 is gonna be Talon for a minute.
That talent.
And the thing is, I'm not sure what I would call him, and the other thing is maybe I'll change up the suit just a little bit, just so that it gives it a more unique look instead of, well, like we just said, just being a different Spider-Man's costume skin.
I actually think the one in the movie
Actually-
looked better.
Yeah, I
Uh,
kind of like his black suit. I like it.
I like it, but I think that it needs something that is that it kind of has like a flavor that isn't Spider-Man added into it.
something
did-
to spice it up.
I
you get-
did.
Go ahead.
I mean, like I did. I mean, I get what Wayward was like, where they like wore the suit underneath like a hoodie and a jacket and his pants, and
And,
he
like, I
wore
like-
sneakers.
And he had
It
like
was
graffiti
more of
on
an
it.
urban.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more urban. I like that. I did like that.
Too bad he didn't
Yeah,
work for the movie.
I mean, that would be a cool idea to go for. Yeah, explore that a little more, but maybe make it not necessarily street clothes. Maybe give it give him clothing that kind of
clever
gives
with
it
it,
that
right?
feel, but also gives him some sort of like maybe advantages or like practicality added into it.
Kind of like so I want to say 2099, how his suit has some stuff to help him out here and there.
I mean, technically,
Yeah.
Spider-Man had that kind of stuff too. Where he had like it was kind of the '90s, more '90s, but he had like the flashlight and stuff.
Yeah.
That was actually like he had a utility belt early, like back in like the Ditko days too. I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
He did have like
he was rocking the belt. He's like, "Hey, police, check out my nice little light here. Can't market it though, because gotta give my Denny for that. But
I didn't like. Florence says Spider-Man 3 is watchable but could have been better. Unpopular opinion. Venom shouldn't have been in the movie. Yeah, that's something a lot of people say.
I will go off for hours on Venom in that movie. Oh, that me growing up in the 90s and loving Venom with every fiber of my being, for that to be the depiction of Venom that I've been waiting for years to get, that just, oh my God, that I remember being mad in the theater as a kid.
Upset kid, just like, God damn it.
It was like waiting for Christmas. It was like waiting for Christmas for Santa to come down the chimney for hours and hours and hours. When he finally gets down, all he gives you is Hershey's Kisses, and then heads back up.
He's like,
the sad part was that was
everybody.
Hey, what's going on? Hey. But back to what I was going. Sorry, go. Hey. But yeah, I was gonna say that was like Ashton Kutcher's dream role, though. Not Ashton Kutcher. What's his face? Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. Yeah.
As Venom.
I was thinking that 70s show, and then got. Actually, you know what? You're right. Actually, Ashton Kutcher would be good for him.
As Venom, I'd be like, you know what? I don't even care if he doesn't do it good. I want to see it. Get my support.
Like Ashton Kutcher can only play one role, and that's kind of like just the excited stoner guy.
Well,
I think that could have worked because that could have been like his you could kind of see him being that like lovable fuck up until he's kind of a dick on the inside.
Yeah, wouldn't he be better Cletus Cassidy then in that regard?
Yes, I could see Ashton Kutcher playing a madman. Just how crazy can he be is the question.
So what I miss?
We are discussing just like bad Spider-Man opinions, and right now we're kind of focusing on like Venom and Spider-Man 3, and then it just kind of just like, whoa, you're Ashton Kutcher as Venom.
We kind of got there somehow. But yeah, I do think they really should just. I think that was like the original plan was just focus on like Sandman, then like all the demands of the studio kept them like, and also at this.
Sandman and
actually, they wanted to do like for the longest time. Raimi wanted to do the Lizard. He actually teased that since the first movie. He wanted to do the Lizard.
Yeah, Dr. Connor was in all three films.
Yeah, he was. He was in all three. He was mentioned in Spider. He was mentioned in Spider-Man 1.
Yeah,
He was also mentioned in Spider-Man 2, and he was seen in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, because only when he went to college did we actually finally get to see the great.
Imagine how sad Raimi must have been when he had to see Amazing Spider-Man and saw that it did the Lizard before him.
I know he was upset.
Like, here's the thing, though. Believe it or not, Raimi actually signed off on the reboot. He said, since he wanted to do Spider-Man 4, but like since he knew that there was some stuff he just wouldn't be able to do because the studio kept making demands and stuff.
Yeah.
So he said, if I wasn't going to be able to make the movie I want, you could just go ahead and make a reboot because I'm not. And I kind of respect him for that because he said, if I can't give 100% in my movie, and you're going to do the same thing with Spider-Man 3 again, you might as well just make a reboot. I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds
didn't Sam also want to do the Vulture in Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man 4 was going to be the Vulture.
Okay.
Like
that storyboard, everything.
Spider-Man 3 was definitely going to be the Lizard, but then they said no. We want Sandman, Venom, and Hobgoblin because those are more marketable, I guess.
He had already written the script only for Sandman and Hobgoblin, since he was always working up Harry since like the first film. And it was only until like Avi Arad was like, "Yo, bro, have you heard of Venom?" And he's just like, "You gotta make the Venom movie, bro. You gotta have Venom in it." Meanwhile, the script was like already like what 80% done, 90% done, something. And
to be fair, Sam Raimi understood what Venom was. To be fair, it wasn't well executed, but you could admit he knew what Venom was.
And then he started to
interject there.
dance.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to interject there because I think Sam Raimi has been on record saying that he was not comfortable using Venom because he didn't know anything about the character, and that was the reason why he's asked the studio to please not put Venom in the film.
yes, that's in like an interview a couple years back. What's a couple years back? Yeah, I think so. And yeah, he was like, I don't feel comfortable. He didn't feel comfortable. He didn't feel like he wasn't ready for Venom. He's like, damn. I mean, I didn't even study out the cast.
Because he's a fan.
He was like the least familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he knew the basics, but I'll give him like he at least, did his homework on it and tried to implement it. Like he tried to put him in there.
I mean, I'll give him.
Dad told him to do it.
Having Eddie get the symbiote because of the church. Because of the bells in the church, and having the symbiote take him in the church. I mean, if you're a comic book fan, that was a cool moment to finally see on the screen.
It was.
I think the reason he wasn't familiar is because Raimi is actually a really diehard fan of Spider-Man, but he's a fan of classic Spider-Man.
It's a better era, do you think?
He is a fan of classic Spider-Man. He's not even though he didn't borrow, like if you watch especially I realize that especially in Spider-Man 2, because the way that him and Doc Ock fight in Spider-Man 2, it really did feel like somebody who read the comic and knows what he was doing.
Who knows Spider-Man?
Because every part of that fight felt like it just leaped off the pages of the comic. So he was Raimi's a big fan. He's just a fan of classic Spider-Man. I don't think he was into any of like the Ultimate stuff or the newer stuff from the 90s or anything like that.
The later stuff.
He was correct to not pick Ultimate. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like a lot of those elements. Like they really just have not like aged too well for me.
Well,
there's some elements. There's some elements that work.
There's things that work, but I don't think it's like I don't think it's better than the originals. Put it that way.
Definitely not better than the originals.
The Ultimate Spider-Man video game is one of the big reasons why a bunch of people a lot of kids in the mid 2000s got into it who were a little too young to begin with the Raimi Spider-Man, but a little older to like they either came in at Spider-Man 2 or 3.
Yep.
So Ultimate Spider-Man, the video game, that introduced a lot of kids to Spider-Man and Venom, since Venom was the other character you could play in that game.
That actually got me to read it. That's like I played that first, and then I read the comic. To this day, still the best from comic to video game adaptation ever. Yeah, I don't hate Ultimate Spider-Man. I just don't think it's as good as the other one. To be honest, if you're gonna pull from a movie, I think going closer to the original, like to the Ditko era, is the better way to go for like an origin.
Same.
Spectacular Spider-Man did it pretty well, where they had like a lot of elements from classic Ditko and a lot of elements from Ultimate, and it kind of worked pretty well.
I think so too.
My favorite
I'll say,
element he worked in was when Peter was just like, I don't want to meet no MJ. Like it's one thing I loved in the original film was how long Peter put off meeting this MJ character, and then when he finally saw her, he was like, whoa! And it did that just like great in the Spectacular cartoon.
I did like how
Yeah,
he was
it's-
like trying to hook up that whole show. Like he was like hitting on the one girl at the office too.
Oh yeah, Peter was
yeah, he
busy.
actually did get he got with her with the comics, didn't he?
Oh,
tried to
yeah, he
get with
did.
her.
Betty Grant. Yes, Betty Grant.
Yeah,
Betty Grant, yeah.
But she was like an older woman in that one. He's just like, she's like, you're a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, Betty
Got a
was
chance?
Peter's first fling. He was Peter's
But
first.
she
girl.
was like in her. She was like, it wasn't like. Thankfully, they didn't make it like
Too
she
too
was
old
like
and too young.
she was like what 22 and he was like 15.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 7-year gap.
That's still very
see you,
iffy
Peter.
though. For like
I see
a,
you.
No, it's like
Peter.
that's definitely major gray area, especially nowadays. Actually, she's a woman. She'll get away with it.
Yeah,
Any case,
Guys, should we be looking at the comments at all? Because
oh yeah, we usually
Slim,
do
just
that.
so you know, somebody just asked, how do you guys feel about Sam Raimi directing the Doctor Strange sequel for the MCU?
The
I'm
only
somewhat
thing
curious.
keeping me coming back. That's the only thing keeping me from coming back right now. I'm gonna come back to see my boy Raimi, and then I'm gonna head back out.
I might check it out. I never watched the first one honestly, but I might check it out just for that. But then again, I also know it's Disney, and they're gonna like really just like be like, okay, you gotta cut this thing out. You gotta do this thing right there. You can't have any interesting shots. So just
Too scary. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
like here's
They said
here's
that
the
it would
thing,
be a
like,
horror
they-
movie, and I don't trust Disney to do horror movies.
No, they're gonna
Disney horror.
like
Raimi's worked with Disney before. Remember he did that. He's the one who did the Wizard of Oz one. The Wizard of Oz movie.
Yeah, I remember.
With
Never watched
it's not terrible, but it's not great either.
See, I would be okay with the Doctor Strange Raimi movie if I had faith in the fact that the MCU is going to survive after the pandemic.
I just don't think that I think the MCU had a shelf life in general. Just it was Endgame, and they got there, and they're pretty much done. They're just in wrap up mode. They don't know it yet.
All bets right now on the
Oh
MCU
my
show for
God!
them.
Now it makes sense. Thanos' snap was actually the coronavirus.
Oh,
That's
God.
actually it was a ripple.
Right.
It was the ripples into our dimension.
Yeah, it travels through.
I think
Reality
like
can never make it.
I think Sam Raimi could like pull it off because he's a very visionary director, and the first Doctor Strange movie was very
Visual.
much visually heavy. If you
Minecraft.
want to watch the Doctor Strange movie, watch it for Cumberbatch's performance, which is really good,
Yeah.
and the visuals are amazing.
I don't
They're
know.
like
It's like,
really amazing.
I'm not really impressed by like CGI stuff usually. I'm gonna be honest. Like if I'm
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
dude, this is like
It's
on a
like
whole nother level.
Inception.
Yeah.
It's like Inception and shit, dude. It's
It
really
was like,
good.
woo, look at that mind trip. Woo. The only thing I don't like about that movie is the ending. Dormammu. And I was like, what a waste.
he did look stupid in that movie, I'll say.
He looked very stupid. And
He
he
looked
was
Almost every they really haven't been nailing the villains. in
They're
the
too
MCU.
afraid to be like they're
Who
too
was
afraid
the
these
one in
now.
Doctor Strange again?
Like in the beginning of MCU, they were at least like trying to be like comic accurate. That was like their thing, and now they're just like, oh no, got to put the guy who had a skull for a face. He's iconic for having a skull for a face. Got to put him in a ski mask now.
ski mask. And here is freaking purple sock guy. I forgot his name already. Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
Without-
Oh, that was
without his
terrible.
top. Where's his mask? Where's the purple?
I'll tell you this right now.
At least he took a win.
I personally don't like that they tried to make Thanos this like sympathetic. I like comic Thanos better than movie Thanos.
Yeah, see, I was saying
That's
this
gonna
too.
be. I feel like that's gonna be.
Thanos was more intimidating than I'm a godsend to Thanos. My man was out here simping hard, slaying people left and right. He's like, yeah, almost time. Jeff, here we go.
But like,
and she curved him, and I'm just like, damn, bro. And then this movie, the logic just kind of dumb. You just want to kill people. Let's be honest here.
I'm gonna say something crazy. I haven't seen it.
I mean, like,
What happened?
yeah, like the thing with this is, I think people still hold on to this idea that like, ooh, Thanos is actually doing this because he believes. No, he isn't. It's like in the comics, at least he's upfront. I want some death pussy, and I'm gonna wipe out half the galaxy, half the universe to get it. Fuck you.
Hell yeah. That's my guy. He was there. That's my guy.
I will say, maybe this is my unpopular opinion. I actually preferred the MCU. No, not MCU. What's the Infinity War Thanos over Endgame Thanos?
Oh, of course.
Everyone agrees.
Endgame Thanos is just a guy. He's just a video game level. He's like, "What's up, guys? I'm the final boss you have to get through. How's it going? I have no purpose. I went back on my moral."
The one part that I really didn't like about Endgame Thanos, and like the whole, like how they handle Endgame as a whole, is how I hated how they tried to push it like, oh, Thanos was kind of right. Like wiping out half the universe actually led to some good. I'm like, bitch, no, you can't pull that. He's like, well, how long was it? Like 5 years after the snap or whatever? Yeah, 5 years after the snap, and like I remember when Steve Rogers was saying, well, we have extinct animals coming back, and like there's less world hunger. I'm like, no, motherfucker, that doesn't happen when 5 years and half the population is gone. That's not what fucking happens. I don't know why they're trying to push this idea like, oh, Thanos was right. This is a gray area. No,
Slim,
that was stupid.
Slim, you're making a mistake here. You're using your brain. Shut up.
That is a big mistake. Using knowledge.
Shut up and product.
People who say Thanos was right are Reddit-tier people.
There's fucking contrarian. There's so many contrarians like with like comic book stuff. Like like every week there's gotta be like some guys like, Batman's actually the villain.
Did you know he beats up homeless people?
Dude, they're already saying that. Did you see Time Magazine wrote this article pretty much saying that superheroes were the bad guys?
Of course, why not? Who cares?
Oh boy!
It's the entire Batman's a cop. Batman's an evil capitalist.
Superheroes
that's like the new one. Good. Okay, you guys are done. Leave it. Just you don't have to read these anymore. They're not for you.
I don't like guys. Like first, like I know it's probably. Can we like? I don't mean to be this guy, but like I don't like talking politics on my thing, so we can not like go. No. I just like don't want to go too deep into this. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, that's totally fine. But I'm just saying. I was saying that they're already going that route. That like they're trying to say like, well, actually, they're not the good guys if you think about it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I get that. Don't get me wrong, it's stupid. Yeah.
Like those tweets I've been seeing. Well, okay, this one's more of a meme. The whole the show's villain, the actual villain.
I hate that meme. I really do not like that meme at all. It just feels
I like it in some regards, but then some people it's just like, damn, you weren't paying attention to the plot.
They're just trying their hardest to be a contrarian. Like that's really what it is.
Like I did it too. Like, but like it was an obvious joke. It was like I put like the bad guys in Green Eggs and Ham, and then like the actual villain was Sam, and I'm like, you get it if you watch the show.
Sam did do some wild things though, so.
You guys can hear me, yeah?
He ain't evil.
Yeah, I can hear you.
He's a sad boy.
What's up, Smug? You want to say something, Smug?
Oh no, I was just testing out my mic.
All clear.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's the sad part about it.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss a lot of people off.
All right, let's hear it.
my Spider-Man opinion. And I can hear Salem because he's gonna hate me.
That's what's gonna happen.
I think Spider-Verse is overrated.
Okay, wait. You better talk about the fucking comics.
Ouch!
I think the movie is not this grandiose masterpiece. It's good. It was the best movie of the year, but it's not this masterpiece that people keep praising it as.
Hey, man, I never said it was a masterpiece. I'm just saying that I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's why that's my
it's probably my favorite portrayal of Miles Morales that we've gotten so far.
I think it's better than the comics one. I'll say that straight up.
It's the only good portrayal of Miles Morales I can think of, outside of maybe the PS4 game, which is okay.
I don't know. PS4 Miles is a bit maybe the new game he'll finally be better, but I wasn't too keen on that boy in the game. I was like, you goddamn nerd, shut up. Hey,
Bags, he got that shape up though. He got that shape up.
I'm so happy to see that he's cleaned up. I'm like, all right, my boy look clean. He's looking fun. All right, let's do this. Like, maybe he could be better now. But in the first game, I was just like, you're just a side character, bro. You're just a side character. Thanks for your little input story. Go on now. The fuck you spying on a Rhino for? I didn't want to play that segment.
Yeah, those I never played it, but those like stealth segments looked garbage.
Ooh, let me tell you this.
Especially, dude, the MJ in the game was the worst part of it.
Oh yeah, she was like, I always wanted to shut her up every time she talked in that game. I was like, get out of here, please.
Playing, but with red hair. I was like, yo, you're so annoying. You're so annoying.
Like, if I was in control, like the Let's Plays that I was watching, I'd be like, skip it.
But like I said, like the thing about Spider-Verse is I keep saying this. I like Spider-Verse I like Spider-Verse in the same vein that I like the Lego Batman movie. It's a good movie about the character.
Yes.
But like as a character, like a story, like a Miles Morales origin story and stuff like that. I honest to God think it was pretty. I would say like kind of like bare bones. Oh. Like, because there's like so many ways you could have there were so many ways you could have taken it, but it felt like they wanted to do this multiverse plot first and then like stop the movie to remind you, oh yeah, this is also a Miles Morales origin story. Let's get the bare basics out of the way. Now it's a multiverse comedy, self-aware superhero story again.
I'll say what I think they should have done with the movie was just focus on the three, because like my main problem was like Gwen had like nothing to do really in the story, and Spider-Man kind of the actual Spider-Man, he did not get really too much. He didn't really have. I feel like he could have had a little bit more too, like some extra scenes for instead of having like the extra three characters who added nothing at all, like plot wise.
They were. Spider-Ham and like Spider Noir, they were funny. They were funny.
They added nothing though.
Of course,
it was the one time I actually laughed at John Mulaney. The one time John Mulaney was actually funny was in the Amazing Spider-Man, was in the Spider-Verse movie, and they turned him into a pig, and I'm like, and I remember when it was like. They were reciting they're reciting like their origin story at the same time, and Spider Noir and Penny Parker was like, we got bitten by a radioactive spider, and Spider-Ham was like, well, they said spider at the same time, and he said, I got bitten by a radioactive pig. I busted out laughing. That was hilarious.
They all looked at him like, what the hell?
Slim, somebody is asking, out of curiosity, is there any modern or recent animated films that you love?
I do. I'm not a contrarian. I like I like Green Eggs and Ham. I like Claws. And I said this. I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think Spider-Verse is a bad movie. Far from it. I think it's really good. I'm just tired of people saying it's the best Spider-Man movie out there. It's the best depiction of Spider-Man. It's the best. It's no. I'm like, it's the best.
I could never.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
he's not exaggerating. I've seen it. I've seen
the
him
best
say
Miles out there. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, best Miles.
Yeah,
sure,
but like,
most
even then, that's being generous.
I don't think it's that generous. Like I read the Bendis one. I was like, I didn't write the one where when he first came over to the universe. I was just like, hey, you forgot to establish this guy for new people. So it's a first issue. Can you act like it's the first issue?
Oh yeah, the first issue, Miles just kind of shows up. He beats some guy up, and you're like, who? Then he sits with a mask, and it's like, yo, I'm Miles. I'm Spider-Man. Look at me. I'm okay. And
okay, cool.
Everything takes off from there. Yeah, everything just takes off from there. It's like, all right, so here's this new cap now.
I really wanted to like him. I was like, oh, you know what? His costume's pretty cool. But then also, I'm just gonna say, here's my unpopular opinion. It's not really that impressive to have a cool looking Spider-Man suit. It's gonna look cool because this web thing. It's always gonna lead to cool designs. It's not like it's not exactly finding gold in like in a hard to find area or something. I didn't come up with a good analogy there. But you get the idea. It's not like a big impressive achievement to make a cool thing out of that type of design.
Spider-Man designs are always gonna most likely look cool. Unless you somehow have the ability to not make it look cool.
It's like the chicken of Spider-Man design. You can do anything with it, and it'll always taste good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can do a lot with chicken, but you can do a lot with the Spider-Man suit. It's amazing what you do.
I mean, you can't mess it up. I mean, it's like you can put like say Mountain Dew rub on it. Mm-hmm. On the chicken,
Mountain Dew, boil it in Mountain Dew.
Mangoes and carrots. Wait, did people actually marinated chicken in Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Godly.
For me, Bob, it's a fairly small meal.
I mean, like I do like modern animated films. It's just that they're so far and few in between nowadays. Because like I said, like animation recently has been like really stagnating.
Oh, definitely. Like Disney, like they all do the same. They all look the same movie now. I feel like, especially the princess ones. Like the character designs in like Aladdin look very different than the character designs in Beauty and the Beast. I feel like it's and like when you say that's a princess movie or whatever, and I look at all these princess movies. Like it's been the same girl. Like even Moana was just a Hawaiian of that same girl.
Yeah. She was very. I like my favorite princess. My favorite princess characters is Mulan, Tiana. Tiana's underrated, honestly. She's like the best. She was. I think she's like probably the best Disney princess out there.
I think she's one of the better ones. She's not my absolute favorite. I'd probably go with like Belle is still my favorite. But they're kind of in the same vein.
Yeah, like the reason I like Tiana is because like she's written. I think it's because she's written more like a main character, and her arc is like way more about her growing and developing as a character. There's a lot more focus on that. And other Disney princess movies, there's not really a whole lot of that.
Like Brave.
But like with Princess and the Frog, I think like they focused a lot more on character development, and I really like that for Tiana. I like how the message is you do need to work hard, but you can't forget you can't forget like not to work too hard. You know what I mean?
And make time for family and friends and
yeah.
loved ones.
Yeah. A good lesson.
And now they're being taught that you don't need to work at all.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 2 is a good example of that.
Well, I mean, Princess of the Frog also had the opposite end of that, where that's like why they completed each other. Like he taught her how to have a good time, and she taught him how to actually work.
How to be responsible.
As long as it's not Frozen, it's fine.
Honestly,
go ahead, Smoke.
Oh, I was gonna say that, like, honestly, my only like favorite movie of these like modern Disney movies is just Moana. Like Rapunzel and
Tangled, yeah.
fucking Elsa and Anna. They're just like kind of meh to me, but like I like Moana. She's pretty cool.
I mean, like Moana at the end of, I like Moana more than Frozen, but Moana is still pretty bland. Like one thing I did,
Yeah,
one thing that really got under my skin about Moana was probably like Maui, because like when I first saw Maui, I was like, oh, this is a character who needs to learn just to be a hero for the sake of being a hero, doing the right thing for the right thing. The minute that Maui became uninteresting is when they said, oh, he was abandoned as a baby. So that means that he wants attention and doesn't know. I'm like, no, how cool would it have been if he was just an egotistical jerk who needs to learn to not be an asshole? Just not be an asshole. That's it.
I'll say my thing with it was just that I didn't like the whole like Destiny plot, and like I didn't understand like if the ocean had a will of its own, why didn't it just like ocean itself over to the orb or whatever it needs to go? I don't understand. If it had a will of its own, it could do things.
Yeah,
I don't get that either.
No. Yeah, stop using your brain.
I'll definitely.
I mean, like a bunch of Disney movies have giant plot holes in them. Like, don't even get me started on the logic of the genie in Aladdin, for God's sake. But but you don't care because it's Robin Williams, so you don't care. They know it. They know it's silly. They know it's just for kids, and you're not supposed to think that deep about it. But then you actually think about it, but it doesn't spoil the movie because they don't put like a lot of.
For me, that one kind of does. That's my opinion, though.
What?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, as you get, it's something you definitely don't think about as a kid, but as you get older, you're like, yeah, that's why. What are the rules again? Like, what are the rules?
Yeah, I'll say I don't know. You could easily argue it's because I didn't grow up with that one. I watched that when I was like 25 or something like that. So I can easily I can see that argument, but also I'll just say that's my peeve. I just like Destiny stuff already kind of annoys me as is, and then if I'm just like, okay, why can't the ocean just do things? If it can do things, why is it half doing things?
Destiny, and the other one that I personally can't stand is Prophecies.
If it's like a full-on prophecy, then I don't care. You officially give me no reason to care about it. Like I'm just like, it's gonna just happen.
But I mean, with Prophecies, it's always followed with the chosen one.
Yes, and I'm like, okay, so it was just gonna happen. You don't really have to work hard in it because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I prefer heroes who are just thrown into the fray.
I mean, like, to be fair, I mean, like, it's not that Prophecies can't work or Destiny can't work. It's how it's implemented into the story. It's like stating it's like your destiny to defeat this guy. That doesn't mean like you're not going to work hard to do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it's his choice to do it, then like it's that's like it's because fate chose him to do that he wants to do that. You could even argue that. I just don't like that. I never liked the idea of Destiny in particular ever. That's like that's my personal biases coming in on this. I just don't like it.
I don't mind it because I have a lot of cats that I just love who are like, yeah, you're the Destiny, you're the chosen one, like Luke.
You got Aang, who's like.
See, that's what I like. That's what I didn't like about how the Destiny, how they added that on like prequel wise. Like that kind of always annoyed me too. That got like because there wasn't like some Destiny about how like the great evil was going to be defeated by the person who's going to come one day. That wasn't in the original version of it, and that got added on in the prequels. I think they added something that did not need to be there.
But to be fair, it doesn't take anything away either.
I don't like it. I think it actually kind of makes it a little bit worse. That's like once again, this is my bias. I'm pretty. I liked the Lego Movie because the prophecy turned out to be bullshit.
Which one?
The Lego Movie. The prophecy turned out to be just bullshit, and that was like you're supposed to just make it.
Ah, yeah.
yeah, like I get like it can work, but like the whole I think like the whole idea of destiny and like the chosen one, it can work because it's a trope, and like all tropes in media, it can be done well or it can be done horrendously bad.
Yeah.
I think in things like Avatar, where they show one thing I liked about Avatar so much is that Aang was the chosen one, but they showed pretty much
But
how
he wasn't.
like the negatives of
affected him.
being the
I
chosen
wouldn't.
one.
No, but I wouldn't say he wasn't. He wasn't chosen by fate. He wasn't. He wasn't going to defeat. He was like. It wasn't like his fate was to defeat the Fire Lord. His, his duty, his chosen duty was to
But
guard the balance.
Yeah, I mean like it. I mean like
yeah,
it really
actually.
was. They even said it when Zuko went to go, when Zuko said there's only one person who could stop the Fire Lord outside of Aang. He went to go get Iroh, and even Iroh was like, yeah, no, only the Avatar can actually stop him.
Because he is powerful enough.
Yeah, Iroh's old.
That's mostly what I think.
Iroh is the goat, but like I think if it came down to him, and like if it came down to him, and that's another thing I really like did get about Avatar. You had this you had like these two being brothers, and it really didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
They never had a moment. Because like that's one thing I don't like about the show in general. I'll say like I like the show, but
that guy.
He doesn't. But yeah, Fire Lord didn't have a character. He had like actually I'll say it's a positive to Korra. The Korra villains had a lot more development in comparison to or not really development, but showed who they were, showed their like actual motives besides just he was raised to be Hitler.
Yeah.
I mean here's the thing. I think like I'm kind of like in the middle. I don't think that Korra's villains were better because
I wouldn't say better, but I'm just saying they had that advantage. They have an advantage. They have one advantage.
Just pause for giving their villains a little more meat.
Yeah, I mean like when people say like villains, you forget like just because he was the main villain doesn't even mean he was like the only villain. Because
I mean like
Avatar had Zuko and Azula and Zhang and all these other cool villains, and I really don't like when people say, "Well, Korra had better villains." I'm like,
no,
Azula like is better than like all of the villains in Korra combined. Easy.
I think the main villains of Korra had an advantage. So they had one advantage. I'm not saying they had like the whole stack,
Yeah.
But I will say also, it's not like that's happened before. Where like I'll say the lead bad guy of Fullmetal Brotherhood wasn't nearly as interesting as the other villains by a long shot.
Yeah, I get that, but like. I like to think like again, Father or Fire Lord, right? I wouldn't say that. I think like people confuse like personality with overall like.
Oh yeah, people do
overall
that.
Yeah.
This is why people will be like, oh, she went through so much. I'm just like, oh.
By going through so much, that means they have a lot of character,
No,
but like, here's the thing, like. If you, I think like the point of these villains is that they're not defined by like who they are as people, but what they've done in the context of the story.
He was a
he was a major threat, and like there were moments where he is like a genuinely. Because don't forget, he also psychologically fucked up Zuko, and I think when he talks to Zuko during like the war and the war's going on outside, and like it feels like Zuko's finally coming to terms with his inner demons, and he's talking to his father. I thought that was pretty good. I think when like Father from Fullmetal Brotherhood is talking to people like to Hohenheim, he's pretty good there too. I think they're only like good villains due to their impact rather than their character. And
Yeah,
I
they're
think
big. They're a big obstacle.
I think, yeah, they're old school villains. That's the best way to put it. They're very old school.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. They're classic villains. They're classic villains. They're not bad. They're just classic.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't
guess.
say bad either. I just think he's just not. I think that's like he's just not that interesting. You're never gonna have a big discussion on on Firelord. You know, like Oza, because I barely even think about his name. I just think Firelord.
Yeah, but you will talk about like how his influence, went to Azula and went to Iroh and went to his mother and Zuko.
Yeah.
And he's defined by his actions, not really his
He had
personality.
a very active presence. Yeah,
He was,
he had a very active presence.
Yeah, he was the he's basically the summation of like the what's wrong with the Fire Nation's culture.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, it's good.
I'm
Yeah,
actually gonna-
wasn't yeah. Let's just chill out. Let's just chill. Sorry, I got intense for a second. Sorry.
I mean,
Well,
you know,
if you want to chill, there's a question for you, Bernie Exeter. Since this is a chill stream, what do you guys think of Guillermo del Toro's? I don't know why I said it like that. Hellboy's films.
amazing.
They're amazing.
I've seen
They're
15
amazing.
minutes of the first Hellboy
Really
movie. It was
good.
fun, then Netflix died on me.
Oh no. Yeah, tier's like top comic movies to me. It's like TMNT, that one, and probably like Dark Knight for me.
I loved the second Hellboy movie is one of my favorite films of all time.
It's great.
It really is that good. Great villain, great action, great performances.
Effects, like the suits, like all because it wasn't like
like
CGI bullshit. It was just
Yeah, like that, like the troll market. That almost didn't get into the movie, but Del Toro was like, "No, I want this in the movie," and he did. And he put so much work into the puppeteering and the background stuff, and the lighting of it. The lighting of the movie is beautiful. Everything, I love it. I love that. And I loved how authentic everything felt. It was just a really good movie.
suits and like stuff like that, and puppets will always feel better, like more real to me than
Yes.
CGI characters. Like
I love those suits in those movies. Like
it's
everything.
always funny. Like those suits don't last very long. Have you seen the TMNT suits? Like what they look like?
Ooh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Woof, woof.
Wait, what?
Oh, they're like
I-
they're like
They
rotten now.
rot.
I've not seen these pictures.
Yeah, they rot. Like the suits, like those Jim Henson puppets, like those type of things. They always rot because they're
Yeah.
not made to last. They're made to look good for the now.
So sad.
It is.
Yeah,
I really
it's
wish
like
there's some way to
something-
preserve them. Like we could just put like
It's something you'd see in a horror movie. Honestly, they look
Yeah.
terrifying.
That's how
Is it-
that's how far they've rotten.
I wish I could like put them in airtight chambers like that
animatronic.
just forever. That'd be awesome. I
Is it
want
as
to
creepy as the animatronic Stitch from Disney World? Have you seen those pictures?
Oh yeah, yeah.
those are
I've
probably the
seen those
same stuff. That's
pictures.
probably the same stuff. Those probably do rot as well.
Like, yeah.
Salem, you're roboting a little bit.
Hello?
Okay, a lot.
Still, yeah, you gotta fix that. Are you fixed? Let me see.
But like, I love Prince Nuada in that movie. He was amazing. He was like
the
a
Prince, right?
fantastic villain.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. Like first time I saw it as a kid, I was like, I don't like this guy. And I don't know why, I just didn't. But then we watched it as I was older. I was like, yo, this guy was cool as shit.
Oh yeah, one weird thing I'll say about speaking of that, I actually I did not like Spider-Man 2 when I first saw it when I was like a teenager. I came back in to watch it like 5 years later, and
My heart.
yeah, I was like, wait, I was like, no, I was retarded. I was like, why did I not like it?
Looking back and like this isn't right.
The train scene from Spider-Man 2 is one of legit the best action scenes in cinema. I really do love that scene.
I still love that scene to this day. I still don't care anyone tells me that. Even the end part, I was like, haha, so corny. No one told his secrets. That's called honor, my guy. It's called honor for the boy. Respect.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things I didn't like at the beginning when I first saw it. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, no, this is what superheroes are about. It's about the believing in people.
And I think one thing I like about Spider-Man 2, it was like the people giving back as well. It was like, yo, he's giving us a lot. We're not gonna snitch. We're all cool here.
We're gonna tell anybody.
It's like, what are they gonna say? It's like, hey, is this some white kid? That's like what they like to do.
It's like I like how he said like, oh man, he's just a kid. He's no older than my son. It's like, that line hit you.
That line hit. I was like, oh god damn, he's right about that.
Like, yeah, he's just I mean, it's Tobey Maguire, so you have a really weird kid, but you have a really grown ass kid.
Big boy. That's a big boy.
That was another thing too. Like I didn't like Tobey Maguire's kid. I still kind of think there's like I kind of think in some sort of ways I think what's his face from Amazing was a little bit better.
Andrew.
Yeah, I think he made more. He had like actual quips. Like every time like Tobey Maguire does quips, like even to this day, I still think he's just like, that was kind of cringe, my dude.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, Spider-Man was kind of.
I understand though.
Spider-Man was kind of cringe in the comics.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that kind of brought me around. He wasn't actually supposed to be cool. Like because like I will say like the other adaptations kind of gave that opinion because like
Andrew Garfield was too cool. My man was like,
yeah, he was too cool. I was like
a basketball. What up?
Like, could you imagine him getting bullied in school?
I couldn't.
No,
I couldn't at all. I was like, you getting bullied, bro? You're like the same size as this dude. Slap the shit out of him. That's nuts. Be a man. Be a Spider-Man. Emphasis, boy. Come on. Like, what you doing, man? That's one thing I don't like about recent Spider-Man stuff. It seems like they really try their best to keep him as soft as possible.
Yeah, like
man doesn't even punch anymore in these movies. Like he doesn't swing. He's not kicking. He's not. It's all like web tricks. Like you ever like just slap the shit out of somebody, Peter? You ever just slap the shit out of your enemies?
Like, and he doesn't even really quip anymore. The more I think about it.
It's more just answer. Oh well,
yeah.
It's not really quipping, as I would like to make it pretend it is, more than him just going awkward.
Like,
you know.
Oh yeah, I was like, you're doing that. You look like one of those things from like Star Wars. Those little
Star Wars.
And I'm like,
Empire Strikes Back, quote unquote, line away from line. Star Wars.
Hey, we got another question in the chat.
Go for it.
What do you guys think of the Harry Potter films from Sorcerer's Stone to the Deathly Hallows?
I watched them all at once with my sister, and I never remembered a single one.
Yeah, I can't remember any Harry Potter films anymore. I only remember the first one.
I think the third one shot really well, but I just think Harry Potter sucks. So I think that has a lot to do with my opinion.
I've read the first two books. The first two books are good. It's just I hate every single thing outside of Harry Potter.
I just don't think it's a good story. I just straight up don't think it's a good story at all.
Like
you heard my Destiny rant, so you already kind of get an opinion. You get what's going.
Smug, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that I saw all of the movies. I never got to read the book. Wait, am I like kind of soft? Because I don't know if it's like.
No, I can hear you fine.
You like perfect.
No, dude, you're fine.
Okay, so I saw all the movies, and I only read like some of the books, and I did kind of like it a lot back then. But I think it's mostly the whole like, what the whole Twitter kind of stuff that
the culture around it.
Yeah, the culture around it kind of ruined it. Just like I can't like well. I want to really like the series. It's just that, like, if J.K. Rowling wasn't the one writing all of that, then I think that it would be way better.
I don't know why. For some reason, the Harry Potter community really hasn't like stopped my like little enjoyment I do have from the series. Like, you know, if the first movie ever popped on there on TV or something, I'm like, why not? I could probably read the first couple of books still. Other than that, it's just like, nah.
I feel really awkward right now, guys.
Wow.
I read all the books and watched all the movies, and I'm an absolute super fan of Harry Potter. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Well,
Honestly,
Go for it. Yeah, no, don't feel bad.
It's good to me. It's just I just
what
don't
do you
like.
think of from the films from Sorcerer's Stone to Deathly Hallows? Then
I read all
the thing about Harry Potter is, and I'm glad we brought this up, is that it's actually kind of a deconstruction of the Chosen One story.
Yep.
Because at first you have everyone praising Harry and stuff like that, right? Like he's the boy who lived. He's the legendary sorcerer who defeated Voldemort as a baby. But then as time goes on, people start questioning him. People start thinking that, oh, maybe he's like just an attention seeker and stuff like that. And like near the end of the movies, what I love about it is even Ron calls him out on this, and he's like, bitch, you don't know nothing. Not only do you not know anything, but you're not the most important person in the room all the time. I'm sorry, but the only thing that you really did do was survive Voldemort. This is way bigger than you. You are not this quote unquote chosen one. Shut the fuck up and sit. There's even like kind of a thing where they say like Neville might have actually been the chosen one, and he was like thrown to the background. And like what made it cool was Neville technically is the one who killed Voldemort. People still forget that he's technically the one who did the finishing blow. He pulled out the sword of Gryffindor and destroyed a snake, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Harry, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, Harry. What the fuck?"
Wild.
So I thought that was kind of a clever deconstruction, like slowly showing that Harry isn't the center of everything. He's not the most powerful. He's not the most. I mean, he's still a powerful wizard, but they show that he's not really this center of everything chosen one that you'd usually see in a story like this. It was kind of a deconstruction of that idea. Like, slowly see that, nigga, you ain't shit. you just survived, nigga. That's all you did.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I will say, I didn't watch the last one.
I didn't know that happened. Last one, goddamn.
I finished I stopped at 6, but I will say I was just very bored of them by that point.
I can see that because like a lot of the fantasy elements do kind of like shift into the background, and it feels more like, secret resistance, stuff like that. And I can see people getting bored with it. Kind of like how people say they like Fellowship of the Ring better than Twin Towers and Return of the King, because those two movies feel more like war movies, while Fellowship of the Ring feels more like a classic fantasy adventure story.
That's a good point.
It's something like that. So that's my stance on it anyway. Again, I don't like the culture around Harry Potter either.
That's mostly J.K.'s fault.
Right.
I like Sonic the Hedgehog a lot, so I already deal with.
I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I love Sonic.
Those few little Sonic weirdos.
Yeah, you can't scare me. You can't scare me from something based on a fandom. That's all I'm getting at, and you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
shouldn't either.
Fandoms. Well, is there a fandom that really has comics or something? I don't really know, top of my head. No, has.
Yeah, there's reasons I don't put stuff like that in like my bio or something like that. Like I don't put anime in my bio either for that reason, just because I know a lot of people it's like, hey, did you watch Black Clover or something? Like, no, I didn't. I watched thing from 20 years ago. Sorry.
What an old man. Get with the
Uh,
wave, bro.
I don't really like a lot of I don't really like Shonen anymore. I used to really like it, but now I'm kind of like,
You see one, you see them all out. Not gonna say like everyone
Yeah.
like that, but it takes a lot for me to get into a shonen now.
Only a few. Wait. Is Fire Force a shonen?
It is,
yeah,
Okay, well,
it is.
that
but
one
it kind of
now.
I do hear it kind of more focuses on Ishi at this point. I haven't watched it though, so I can't really comment. I like Soul Eater. His other thing,
I like Soul Eater. I like Soul Eater.
Soul Eater just had more.
You mean the Tim Burton anime?
Yes, that's why I liked it. It had that stuff.
Yeah.
I was raised on the Hot Topic generation. I will
See,
die there.
I watched Fire Force just because I was like, "What? Same guy from Soul Eater? Oh yeah, let's get this a go." And I definitely liked it, especially like the last half of the season, which picks up and is much better than the first half.
I think it's funny. Some people are mad, like they came from Soul Eater, and they're like, "Oh, how come they don't have good female characters like this show?" Can't believe you just did Ishi. I'm like, "Did you watch Soul Eater? Did you watch it?"
literally the main character is a smart girl, is a smart, intelligent woman who literally doesn't like her dad because he constantly cheated on her mother.
Yep.
I mean,
And
like-
his dad and her dad is literally just in a brothel all the goddamn time now.
All the time.
I mean, her dad is a legit misogynist.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a misogynist because he's just not. He just doesn't seem like the kind of guy
Family
who
Guy.
would like.
It's not a family guy.
He doesn't. He wants to be there for his daughter, but he doesn't seem like he would be. He's a good father, but a shitty husband, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He's that's just what it is.
He did and that's something interesting because he doesn't bad talk Maka's mother either. He's like, yeah, she has a good mother and she is a good Meister, and he even kind of admits, yeah, I'm just a shitty husband. I'll admit that. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
And I thought at least the motherfucker is honest.
Yeah,
He's like, I can't. I can't.
You know, it's something that I always like bringing up to people about that show that I don't get how people don't know is when they find out where the show takes place at.
I actually kind of want to answer this one question. Out of the 4 shows, which do you guys think is the best? Drake and Josh, iCarly, Zoe 101, and Victorious. For me,
Drake and Josh, hands down.
For me,
iCarly's a clear second, but
Yeah.
Drake and Josh is the best one. That's classic.
That's good times with Drake and Josh. Like if Drake and Josh didn't exist, then our college would be my favorite because it's fucking Spencer.
I think for me,
That's great.
I think for me, I think for me it would probably be Drake and Josh first, iCarly second, the Victorious third, and Zoe 101 last because I don't really remember that much.
I barely watched Zoe 101 as a kid. And
I remember it, but I don't remember what it was about.
Yeah, I know they're in school, right? Something like that.
I'll just say I'm old, and the only one I actually watched out of those was like a little bit of Drake and Josh, but then I was like a teenager around then.
Yeah.
So,
I've never seen Zoe 101. I just know about the Dan Schneider controversy.
I mean, here's the thing. I grew up in the Schneider era. We watched all that Amanda show.
Yeah.
We had Drake and Josh.
Amanda show.
that's more my era. It was like Amanda show.
Yeah, Amanda
I also
show.
had I was like,
God! Somebody should
the
look up right now and see if AmandaPlease.com is still a thing.
What?
It's like where you like Emular and stuff.
Somebody should get on. Somebody should get online and see if AmandaPlease.com is still a
Amanda,
thing.
please.
Oh my god!
I'll do it right now.
I actually am old enough to remember. You guys are probably too young to remember like the original. All that.
Ooh,
I remember all that. Dude.
Yeah, I'm old.
The page isn't there.
That is
it isn't there.
I think they tried recreating the website, but that is some crusty JPEGs.
Oh, let's get this now.
Crusty JPEGs.
But I can say this. I grew up with iCarly and Drake and Josh. I stuck around for that Sam and Cat show. That was pretty bad. And I just know this. Dan, the man with the foot fetish plan, get in my van, hold her tighter, she's a fighter. This might take an all-nighter because she's just a minor Schneider.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Dude, what the heck?
I can recite that from memory.
What the hell, dude? What the
Beautiful.
what?
10 out of 10.
Man, I really it really does boggle my mind when you hear like all this shit going. First it was Schneider, then it was John Kay. Chris Savino really surprised me because he's like a veteran. Like he worked on Dexter's Lab. He was basically the guy who made Kick Buttowski. He didn't make the show, but like he wrote for like almost all of it. So he's responsible for Kick Buttowski.
I really did love Kick Buttowski, and that's a shame, man.
That show was it was a handful, but I ended up enjoying it anyways. I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Don't think I ever saw that one either.
It was kind of
cool.
For Disney XD, it was Kick Buttowski and Randy Cunningham. Those are shows I genuinely do like.
The Ninja,
was Kick Buttowski the one where he was like a daredevil or something like that?
Yes, the
little daredevil.
Yeah, I think that one was kind of that was one of those ones that was like a skiff one on me.
Yeah, it's fine though because that show was just too weird.
Yeah, there's some good. Disney XD has some good stuff though.
It was pretty good. I like one show like you guys ever seen Wander Over Yonder?
Yes.
Wander was great.
It was fantastic. I remember one time I was watching Wander Over Yonder, right? Yeah. And I was thinking a cowboy, a pacifist cowboy going around the world who's been alive for thousands of years with a straight-laced sidekick. And then I realized something. This is just Trigun.
Oh.
Not like Wander Over Yonder is just Trigun.
Done that fan art. I want to see someone's done that fan art.
I want it. Oh, and I'm like, oh my god, it's just fucking Trigun. Think about it. It's just Trigun.
But is that a bad thing?
No.
I mean,
Wander's cool, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean it was like a really good show, and apparently they had a whole third season planned out, but it got canceled, which is a shame.
They don't want to pay old people. They don't want to pay like the people like who aren't.
Wander Over Yonder got canceled, but goddamn, Pickle and Peanut continued and lived on for like another season. I'll have you know.
Remember when the creators of that show told the audience who hated it to guzzle buckets of cum?
Yes. When I found out that show was still going on with Wander Over Yonder,
hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Okay. I was like, come on, man. What?
They don't want to pay these old people. They don't want to pay like the old hands. Like they want to get like these people fresh out of college who they can pay like peanuts.
You see, I'm like one of the 5 people that remember the weirder shit that they showed on Disney XD, like Camp Lake Bottom and packages of Planet X.
Ooh. Do you remember what's that? Crash and Bernstein?
Oh, holy shit! Wasn't that Jim Henson Company doing that one?
Yeah, purple little puppet. I hated him. He's a little bastard. I wanted to kick the shit out of him.
I remember getting excited about that show.
So hard in my life.
They did have some weird stuff, like Get Ed. That like had like one season. They had
God.
It was a pretty garbage concept in general.
Now there was one
wild stuff.
Now there was one genuinely good Disney XD show that was Zeke and Luther.
Yeah, Zeke and Luther. I never liked it, but when it came on, I still watched it.
I think like Disney XD was always the backup channel, just to like it's like okay, if nothing's on these channels, and then I would be like, okay, this show's watchable. I can watch some Super Monkey, whatever it's called.
Right?
It was going on the actual Disney Channel, like like Jesse, and then Disney XD started showing Jesse nonstop.
Oh yeah, because first of all, Disney at that point when Disney XD was just getting wild, Disney Channel was just like, we all sitcoms. They were just all sitcoms.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And then they would always air the first season of a cartoon, and then just push it on Disney XD. Star came out, season 2 hit. Disney XD. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. I don't get that. They don't really
Very
like.
weird.
I thought
it's
Disney
because
XD was like
I think it's mostly because like they don't basically for people like Disney Channel and Disney, they never really relied on animated shows. They've predominantly been
That's actually a good point.
live action.
Yeah, that is
live
actually-
action.
Even like early
Nick-
90s, they were that way.
Yeah. But it's funny
Yeah,
because Gravity Falls is the only one that kind of did stay consistently on Disney, though. But
Like,
to be fair, they only had like, 30 episodes tops, like in reality.
I actually didn't realize this until like very recently. Proud Family was actually their first like in-house made like cartoon for Disney Channel.
Really?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, they had before that. It was
it was all like
Toon
reruns from like
Disney. It was like Toon Disney.
Yeah.
It was like based off other properties.
yeah, it was always like,
And,
they had, like Disney Afternoon or something like that, where it was just like
Yeah.
reruns.
Ah,
that was
okay.
Kim Possible. That was the first show for Disney Channel.
No, it was Proud Family.
Kim Possible's right after
Then-
that, right? Though.
Yeah, I
I
think
think-
it
I
came
think
out
so.
right after, yeah.
American Dragon was one of them.
Hey,
That was a few years later, I think. That was like at least like 2 or 3 years later.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember because like the Life and Times, it was like a big controversy. Life and Times of Juniper Lee was coming out too.
Oh,
People
yeah.
that ripped that show off. It was Recess. Recess was one of them. I remember
Recess.
that much.
No, that's before they aired on like ABC or something at first.
Oh, yeah,
think
actually, yeah, right. ABC had Recess.
Because
I
that's
think
usually where they
you-
put their prime time shows. They used to put it all on like ABC. Like I said, like things like Gargoyle or something like that would air there first.
Was Lilo and Stitch one of the first then?
No, it came
think it was
out a little
like
bit after
2003.
because
Yeah,
Lilo
it
and
was like
Stitch met every Disney cartoon. Those guys were crossovering left and right.
Oh,
They met
that was like during the prime time when they actually
Like
had
that was,
cartoons.
I think it was like kind of part of the joke because one of the jokes with Stitch was he would like basically Stitch was Kingdom Hearts before Kingdom Hearts. He just went everywhere.
Yeah, there was
So,
like
like-
commercials.
You know
before
that and Disney at the time, man, they loved their crossovers, even the live action stuff. What was it like? That was the Sweet Life of
Uh,
Hannah Montana and
Hannah
That's So
Cheetah
Raven.
Girls.
if you
Yeah,
want to
That's
get,
So Sweet Life
before
of
that.
Hannah Montana. There we go. Now I remember the full
I
title.
remember.
Three
I remember what
shows
was
a
crazy
day.
to me when I was a kid. Like when the Hercules show came out, they crossed over with Aladdin. and I was
Oh,
like,
Hercules and Aladdin.
See, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That was cool.
Unless you think of it from a religious standpoint.
well,
Yeah.
it mostly doesn't make sense from the standpoint that there's like 2 different eras. But
Boy,
it's
he met
it's
young Aladdin though, right? I mean, no, he met young.
yeah,
He-Man.
'cause the-
That young
yeah.
Hercules. What the hell? What's
yeah,
happening?
yeah, I know what you mean. Hercules. Yeah, it was because the whole series was about young Hercules. 'Cause
Yeah,
you can't
Yeah,
just
what-
have the show about the grown-up one.
That means Hercules grew up and was like, "Hey, yo, Genie, remember that guy Aladdin?" That's a genie. I meant to say.
He's like,
Bill.
yeah, remember that? I remember only. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I only remember one thing from Hercules show, and it was that one snippet with Aphrodite, and he was like, "Hey, can you?" And it was like basing it off the myth of when the woman sculpture came to life. I forgot her name, but like he said, "Hey, can you bring this girl to life for a date?" And it was like,
Yeah.
and it was Jennifer Aniston as Aphrodite, and she was like, okay, I'll bring her to life. Anything about her? He said, "Oh, can you make her pretty or whatever?" And you know what the lesson was gonna be. She had to be more than pretty and all that stuff, right? But then, like, as she went on, he said, okay, can you make her curvier? And I like my girls tall, and he said, okay, I like. Can you make her like curvy? And she was like, fine. And then he said, okay, a little curvy. He's like, okay, that's curvy enough for you, young man.
The man knows what he likes. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
He got what he got with. He got with the dump truck.
We're talking about Hercules.
Yeah. Man, Herc was like, yeah, like some curves on a woman. God damn it.
That's what he got with, though. He got
with Meg, for God's sake.
Got some curves. That man Hercules knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So did Aladdin too. We got like Jasmine. Like, have you seen like how they design the characters? They're all just like shapes. Her shape is just hourglass.
Hourglass, pure hourglass. Yeah. I mean, hey, she lucky. Aladdin saved her hand, man. Like sometimes I think about that. I was like, damn, she almost lost her goddamn hand. I think about that sometimes. Like, I mean, granted, she could just like, whoa, it's me, your queen. Cut that shit out. But like, yo, she almost lost that goddamn hand.
I will say, I remember like as a kid though that the original, like out of those shows, Aladdin had the best one. Like, because it wasn't like a prequel. That's the best thing about it.
Yes, it was a sequel. The show was sequel stuff. And
I wasn't around for like the '90s stuff, but I could say I did like Goof Troop a lot.
Oh yeah, well, I'll also say like my favorite Disney movie is a Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie, right? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm mad they like never brought Roxanne back.
They need to,
or even mention her.
Peg didn't even come back for like the movie. That always weirded me out. Like, I'm like, damn, Pete got divorced and kept one kids.
Like, I'm thinking, like, you know,
I mean, how the fuck do you lose past like Peggy's?
She she did come back in the new DuckTales, but I don't know. I haven't really even watched the new DuckTales.
Yeah, like that was I was like legit. I mean, I think that one was like some sort of imaginary segment or something like that. I'm not sure.
Wait, which one, Goofy?
But like the fact that the DuckTales show, something like that. But the thing about that is that that was the first time in literally 15 years Disney acknowledged that Max existed.
Yeah.
Literally the first time in 15 years.
Yeah.
So so that means like after like 15, like the last time we saw him was like in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, right?
Yep, that was the last time.
And that was the last time we even saw him or acknowledged him.
Wait, yeah, I was going to say that. Like, what? I actually got those two. Like, where that happened, the timeline was that after?
He was in House of Mouse, and then like Twice Upon a Christmas.
We brought home his girlfriend.
He brought back his a girlfriend from college, or something like that, and he was a bit older. And that was the last time we ever heard from Max Goof ever. And for 15 years, they went back to Goofy not having a family, not doing any of that, right? And then, out of the blue, when Goofy comes back in DuckTales, that's the first time they acknowledged Max to any capacity. So, like, that's why everyone was excited when they saw pictures of Max and Roxanne and PJ, because it's like, okay, yeah, we these characters are to some extent canon. Disney hasn't forgotten about those characters. I'm like, okay, cool.
I will say it does kind of weird me out that Tailspin stuff gets in the show. Like, it doesn't really make sense for like era, because like that's supposed to be like in Tailspin it's supposed to be like 1920s.
But Tailspin stuff was weird because they weren't just like referenced in the show; they were created in the show. Like, it was, I kind of was iffy on this too. Like, the villains were making this smart ray and they were testing it on mice, and then
they made Chip and Dale in that show.
Yes,
I think so. That also doesn't make too much sense because they're supposed to be like humans and stuff. They're supposed to be in the human world.
They made them smarter.
Oh, guess Salem. Look who's in the chat.
1 second.
What the hell with the Max's mother? She's dead.
Did she get the Disney dead? Oh, most likely.
She's dead. She's gone.
She got killed by the off-screen monster.
The off-screen monster. That should be an actual thing. Watch out, the off-screen monster will get you.
It's like a demented South Park Mickey Mouse.
They're not supposed to exist.
You're no longer canon.
You know something weird though? Max technically has been a canon character since around the 50s.
Oh yeah. If you want to get even weirder, like I think like Pete Jr. is like technically older than most of the other Disney characters. Like most, like even like Goofy, I think he's older than him.
Damn.
Yeah. So when I hear like, you know, you say like Max was made like in the 90s, like no, Goofy had a son like back in the 50s, back when he was like, you know,
he was literally just
back when Goofy was allowed to shoot and smoke and drink.
Back when like every person in the world was a Goofy.
Yeah, like that was always weird to me. Could you imagine if
to this day there's no better Disney cartoon than the Goofy hockey special?
Them Goofy cartoons just.
Oh my god, you're reminding me of that fucking Mighty Ducks cartoon.
So amazing.
It had Tim Curry in it, so that's something. You got to give him props for having Tim Curry.
You even had Frollo in it.
They do.
You're
he's
right.
like the sub guy.
Tony J. Tony J.
Now I'm starting to feel old because I remembered my cousin was in town just the other day.
Yeah.
And I asked her, have you ever so did you watch Gargoyles growing up? And she's like what? And I said, oh, it was a show in the 90s. And she said, I don't know what that is. I'm like, oh, okay, well, do you at least know the Mighty Ducks? No. I'm like, do you know the movie? No.
Oh,
you know
what?
Man. Oh man,
the movie?
You must have felt old. You must have felt old when you said
Oh my god,
all of that.
That would make me feel so old. But,
and then it got even worse. I'm like, well, Darkwing Duck, what's that?
Oh, what?
And I feel old now.
Let's
Damn.
get dangerous.
I don't know. To be fair, like Disney doesn't like release their old stuff really. Like I mean, they do now, but like their DVD collections are pitiful. They'll always like half collected.
Right?
You know something. You know something I would love to see. I would love to see a Gargoyles movie directed by Guillermo del Toro.
That'd be cool.
That could be cool.
Jordan Peele says he wants to direct a live action one.
No.
No, I'm good.
I don't trust him.
Good. I don't like him.
I don't
hate him.
like.
I
don't like his
Like here's the thing. Jordan Peele is becoming the new M. Night Shyamalan,
Yes,
where
though.
he made one decent flick, and everyone didn't expect the movie to be as good as they thought it would be. So now everyone is just literally just sucking his dick.
I still don't think none of them is good.
I don't think it's good.
I'm bold enough to say that. I hate every single one of his corny ass films with his corny ass meta. Oh, look at me with the whites get the blacks.
Like here's the thing. I thought
What did
here's
you
the thing with it. Here's the thing. The problem with the two biggest problems with Jordan Peele stuff is that he doesn't his tone can he doesn't understand tone. He'll try to make something a comedy and super scary, and it just doesn't work.
Like you saw
Definitely. More for us than it was Get Out. At least
Get Out.
Us was just like, bro.
Yeah, like there's the other movie, like Us, the one that was super shit. I think Get Out's okay. I think Get Out is okay, but
I think Get Out was good for the first two acts. It was for the first two acts because it felt like a genuinely good, suspenseful. Well, it was a pretty good move for the first two acts.
Final act.
When he got to that third act,
cartoon.
where they're literally picking at the brains, and the guy's running toward him, and the guy saves him in the end, and I'm like, what the hell was I supposed to think of that? Just what the hell?
I'm actually gonna I'm actually going to add a little bit to that and say that I have absolutely no faith that the Candyman, the new one, is going to be any good.
I have zero faith. They put that movie back on Netflix like a month and a half ago. I was like, it's time to relive memories. I said, oh shit.
Oh, I'm gonna make you all mad. I didn't even like the original Candyman.
That's
fine.
That's fair.
That's fine. It's a certain taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely a certain taste.
You don't think
But,
like it's a goddamn masterpiece.
Candyman killer.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this.
Doesn't make any sense.
The thing about this is Jordan Peele, again, like I said, he made one good movie. That was Get Out. Everyone admits to that. Us was garbage. It was complete. It was trying way too hard to be,
Everything.
like an artsy movie or whatever you want to call it. It was pretentious.
It was a horror / comedy about themes.
Yes.
That didn't make any sense.
None of the movie
And
made
then
any
he
sense at all.
and then he was like, I think he was like in charge of the Twilight Zone reboot, which personally
garbage.
that was just shit. That was really just shit.
I can't think of a single person I trust with that.
I gave it a chance.
That was insulting that it shared the Twilight Zone title.
Oh my god, I'd rather take the reboot. Man, they put the first episode on YouTube. I was like, you know what? I'm a fair man. I'll give this guy a chance. I'm a fair man. The moment I started seeing at least more than 3 Hollywood celebrities in one episode, I was like, already losing me a little bit here. And then the first episode was just so dumb. He's a comedian who makes political jokes, but that's not funny. So now he's gonna make jokes at other people's expense. But then
they disappear, and I'm like, what the?
And then
he
joked about himself because he ran out of material, and I was like, dumb.
Yeah, what's the point? Are you trying to say like? I don't know what he's trying to say. He's just not. And then when I heard he was gonna do Candyman, I was like, yep, because the original Candyman was about race, and he's as subtle as a brick being slammed into your face. The original Candyman
it wasn't about race in a weird way.
He's mad at me.
It was very subtle the way that they dealt with race in the first movie.
Because Clive Barker has talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was like, the thing about the original Candyman was that stuff was really in the background. I'm like, the minute I heard Jordan Peele wanted to touch this, I was like, oh man, he is not gonna be.
Right.
Ooh,
the concept of Candyman is crazy too, because Candyman as a whole, his whole thing, he was like, he played his existence as a whole on the black race, because he's like, I'm literally like a slave folktale. I'm a slave horror story to scare children. And that kind of story is always told in black communities. So he always appeared around more black folk who knew of his legend and was afraid of him. Even that one human who was using his legend to kill in real life. And he had the hook and stuff. I just don't know what Jordan Peele is gonna try with this.
Yeah, I saw the commercial for it, and apparently what I think they're trying to do is that they're going to
they're gonna
I think they're gonna make it like the Candyman is a title now, so it's passed down from. To be fair, they did do something like that in the original, where the woman ended up kind of becoming the monster because her hair was on fire, and she became the next, basically the new Candyman or whatever. So I can kind of see that working, but
I didn't never got that.
But it's oh yeah, this is something that that's very generational of every black man who's died in America. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna suck.
Wait. You're basing it on? No. I refuse. There's no way. That's too dumb.
I'm gonna answer this one comment. No, it's not Candyman's son. It's actually the baby in the first movie, who's the main character in this new one. The one that the baby
it's a sequel.
Baby Anthony.
Wow, it's a sequel. Okay, then.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that's how they're gonna connect it to the first movie. The main character is the baby that he tried to lure Helen with, and
the one who kept away and thought the mother thought her baby was dead the whole time. Yeah, that baby.
Yeah, didn't like they. I know for a fact that the baby and her died in the book. I think they survived. Like the baby survived in the film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The baby survived in the film.
Died. She burned herself alive with the baby in the fire trash pile that those people put up.
Yeah.
I've read the book. The book's ending is different from the movie's ending, and I haven't read or watched both in a minute, so it's kind of blurry.
Okay, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, in the book, the lady and the baby die and end up becoming part of Candyman's family. Yeah. I think at least the baby survives in the movie.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I actually heard of the leaks for the new Candyman movie, and this is already stuff that's that's already in the trailers. Like, there's a trailer, a new one out right now, and straight up, it's gonna deal really heavily with police brutality.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen that one episode of Twilight Zone where the police literally stop and kill a guy for no reason.
Wait, that's an episode?
No nuance. There's an episode of Twilight Zone where she literally has the power to go back in time to stop like her son getting shot. But the thing is, the police keep making up reasons and keep trying to shoot her son for no reason that's never explained. Like they're always trying to shoot and kill her son for no reason, and it's so stupid and contrived.
You know, that sounds like that movie. What's his name? Spike? No, that a black guy. Yeah,
Spike Lee.
Yeah,
Spike Lee.
Yeah, he made a Netflix movie about this little girl who invented a time machine to stop her older brother from getting killed by the police.
I saw that one.
It's one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen in my life.
It was like fucking. I only saw the first half of it, but it was like fucking garbage.
I've only seen like a couple. The worst part is Spike Lee. He's a good director. He's a good writer. It's not just that
movie.
when
I was shocked. I was like, "This is
what movie's that?" Sorry, I left for a minute.
I don't remember the title. I just know it was the little black girl on her Tony Stark shit. She made a time machine, and she somehow can't stop her brother from being killed by the police. All that into like gone to waste.
The only two Spike Lee movies that I've seen and I liked was Cooley High, of course, that's a classic, and X. That's it.
Those are fine.
Bernie Exeter says, so basically to sum it up, you guys think Jordan Peele's a hack?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think
No
like
back.
I wouldn't say hack. I would be like I said, he has talent. He just has his head up his ass. That's the only problem.
I don't think he's that great at drama. I think he should just make a comedy.
More comedies will suit him better.
I think he actually was very funny. I liked him a lot in P and Keel, and also liked him in Mad TV. But I just, as a super serious, I'm a real director now. I don't really care. Don't care for it.
Yeah. I actually am gonna kind of add to that whole thing about someone actually mentioned this, but I actually really agree that Ready or Not is actually way what Get Out should have been.
Yeah.
The Ready or Not. Have you guys heard of that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It was it was a movie about like this woman who gets married into this really rich family, and she gets like she draws this like because they kind of draw a card for what kind of game they're going to play, and they're playing like hide and seek, and her in-laws, the rich ones, are actually like hunting her down to kill her. And it's like a horror movie, but it's also a comedy, and it actually does make some commentary on like the rich, but it's only like very, very small things like spread throughout. But
I never finished it. I just caught my brother watching it one time, and I was like, I'll watch it later. I think it's on HBO Max. So I could literally watch that later in the day. So
I'm trying to watch more movies like that.
Ooh, a lot of people are going to be mad at you for that take. Candyman 2020 can't be worse than the recent Halloween film. Dude, a lot of people like the recent Halloween film.
Which one? The one that's the true sequel, or the Rob Zombie one?
I think some of the true sequel one.
I saw the 2018.
Yeah, 2018 one he's talking about. I actually like that one.
Like
a lot of people like that one.
Pretty good.
I mean, like it's just Halloween again. It's just really just Halloween again. But like I do understand, like people said, like, oh, so you mean Halloween 2 onward are no longer canon now? I'm like, yeah. I think it's a piss people off more than anything.
I mean, some of those Halloween movies are just kind of weird.
I thought 2018 was actually pretty good, but I kind of do prefer H2O a bit more, mostly because that movie was supposed to be like a one-off movie, but then they did that like trash ass Halloween Resurrection. But like, but like H2O, I absolutely love. I wish that could have just ended right there, because the way that Laurie just decapitates Michael, like that's the fucking coolest thing in the entire franchise.
That is one of the best deaths. Yeah.
I actually like the Rob Zombie Halloween one.
Yeah. Oh yes, I did not like Rob Zombie's sequel though.
The first one I was like, "Well, this is not that bad," but then
wait a minute, he made a sequel to that one?
Yeah, and it was
I didn't know that.
Oh, followed up right after like the first movie ended.
Yeah, the sequel actually goes way more into the supernatural kind of stuff than
this man took bullets and like was just like, I'm not done. Kept going.
Like one thing I liked about the Rob Zombie one was that it really did feel like he fleshed out a lot of stuff. Like it basically felt like he wanted to flesh stuff out, because in the original Michael Myers, it was very one note. It was very, if Michael felt like a force and just like a force of nature.
Yeah.
But in Rob Zombies, I'll argue that he did feel a bit more like a character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All that backstory they added to him and everything. I was like, I felt bad for him. I was like, God damn, your whole asses deserved it. I said that. I mean, and then there's like the subtle things that Rob actually added. Like he has like a bunch of masks that he made over the years all over the walls, and like he even kills the one person who was nice to him the whole time.
Yeah, he killed Machete.
He killed Machete. Why did you kill Machete? And,
That's something no other Michael Myers can say.
Kill Machete.
Rob Zombie's like, my Michael Myers is so badass, he's gonna kill Machete.
Well,
Yeah, and then there was another subtle thing people didn't realize is that anytime he killed he killed a female, he dragged her off screen for some reason. I'm like, oh
no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Michael, stop.
Oh no. No. And like, if you watch the movie, he does that every time. Every time he kills a female,
I never
drags her off
screen.
screen.
Yeah,
he does. He drags him off screen, and I'm like, what, Mike? And then I realized the dude was in there for about 20 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's a big boy.
Well, he doesn't really do anything like that to them, because in a deleted scene for the first movie, there's actually these two. There's a different way where he escaped from the prison, where this was more Rob Zombie, like the director's cut, where these two like orderlies, or I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of like the two male nurses. They kind of like take this like female crazy patient, and they kind of try to rape her in Michael's room, and he just like kills both of the guys, but he leaves the woman there to be like he leaves the woman there, and she's perfectly fine. But that's the different way of how he escapes, is just these two guys just want to go and like rape this girl in his room for some reason.
That was didn't that also happen in one of the Friday the 13th?
I
think it was like 5 or 6.
One thing I remember
man,
when
I don't know.
Was,
it's just
hey guys, I'm gonna have to get going, but it was fun to come on. I got to get on to a different stream right now.
All right.
Big piece.
all right, cool, dude.
Hey,
See you later, dude.
see.
I think I have to wrap things up too. So talk to you later, man.
Peace.
Oh yeah, but like only time I remember Jason like not killing someone. I don't know why I can't remember the other Friday the 13th movies, but in Favorite Jason, where he just like was staring at those kids in the cabin and just left for no reason.
I mean, it's like
the counselor.
If it was like the
yeah, I have to go. So later, Slim. Later, folks.
All right.
See you, man.
Yeah, he usually doesn't kill like children. Jason does. They usually get left behind.
Jason, he got a kind soul. Just for them horny teenagers, though.
Yeah, stop having sex and drugs. That's what I'm gonna say.
Actually, there's actually this one part in Friday the 13th Part 3 where there's one of the camp counselors is a pregnant lady, and he ends up kind of like killing her through her like machete through the chest and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just whoosh.
Which one was that? I'm not familiar with like Part 3.
Yeah,
Okay, it's been a while since I've seen that one. I usually stick to like 1, 2, and 4. It's like my go-tos.
You know, like my favorite horror movie sequel is probably Jeepers Creepers 2.
Yeah. Yes. Don't watch 3 though.
I heard, like, here's the thing. I heard for the longest time 3 was like into like development hell, and it was gonna be like a prequel where we saw like Jeepers Creepers in the Old West. Yeah. And I thought, man, that would be so fucking cool.
Too bad it wasn't.
But yeah, but I heard it was garbage. I heard 3 was garbage.
So bad. I was like, all right, we gotta arrest that sick bastard right now. Put him back in jail. That son of a bitch.
Oh man, but
that
like
nigga, he wilded out. That's all I have to say. The director, creator.
The director, yeah, I heard he was like a massive pedo.
Oh no, like yeah, he raped one of the kids from freaking what was the other movie?
Clown House.
What? What's the Clown House? I think it was one of the kids from Fright Night. I don't remember the exact movie, but I was like, oh, this nigga's a criminal. And after seeing Part 3, I was like, lynch him. It was that bad. I need him lynched. Like, goddamn. Like they gave this man the full-on Batmobile. I was like, oh no, this man's van had it. The first van from the first movie, right? That this man Jeepers was driving. This shit had gadgets. I'm talking. He's seeking like bomb spikes.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck?
There was like this whatchamacallit, it's like a harpoon that comes out from the back of the truck, and it just like goes on and on and on, and the CGI for it is it's absolutely terrible.
That was terrible.
What year is that?
That was 2017.
Yeah, part 3 was
2017.
Yeah.
Can't even do good graphics. Even Sharknado has.
No, I swear, Jimmy Critters 3 was very cheap. I mean, I don't know what it is, but part 2, man, you look at part 2, great.
Part
effects.
2, I remember when I first watched it. I was wondering, and the thing that was like, the thing that really got to me was like when they were in the bus, and then they were like looking around trying to get out, but they couldn't get out, and then the dude picked up the screws and stuff, and he was like, dude, he wasn't trying to get us out of here. He was keeping us in. He was picking out which one he wanted to take. I was like, oh shit. That
movie had my heart sinking too many times as a kid. I was afraid of school buses after that. As a kid, I was like,
that was the second one, right?
And not
the second one.
Yeah. Okay, that's the only one I've seen. I never saw the first one. I only saw the second one.
And then and then this nigga had like batarangs made out of people's teeth and all kind of shit. Oh my god.
The belly button one.
Yeah, man. That was a good ass movie though. I swear to God. Yeah, and then like the wings came out. Dude took the guy's head.
I was flying. This man was indestructible. He literally is indestructible until like spring is over. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
And the dude had to like stab him, and even though he said he's not dead, he's just sleeping for another 23 years. He's like, ugh.
Yo, when that black kid had to crawl, I was like, boy, you better crawl faster. Crawl faster. Crawl faster. I think that running scene is one of my favorite scenes in like horror movies in general, where they're all off the bus and the giant creature.
And then the white leader, leader guy just dies. Like I did not see that coming. He just dies unceremoniously almost immediately after they get off the bus.
R.I.P. He got stuck to a tree. I was like, damn. And no one could pull the knife out. I mean, he drew it pretty hard. Like, goddamn.
Like he was like, we're not gonna let this guy. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna run. He immediately he's the first. Like I think he's like the first one to get picked off.
Burning. Why would you say that? My feelings.
And then the one nerd guy gets clawed up by his head like twice. And he's like, oh man, he still didn't die. This dude is lucky as fuck. Oh my god.
Burning has another question right after he disrespected Jupiter Creepers, but whatever. Have you guys seen the Spiderwick Chronicles? Underrated movie on Nickelodeon.
That's also Nick Cage, right? No, never mind. That's a different one.
I saw it, and I don't remember a thing about it outside of like because the monsters are invisible and you gotta look through a ring or whatever. I literally don't remember a thing about it.
Yeah,
it was a generic Chronicles of Narnia type thing. I don't remember a thing about it. I remember watching it. I don't remember a thing about it.
I don't know why I mistook it for a different show that aired on Nickelodeon.
It was on Nickelodeon. Okay, that's something I definitely. I kind of remember hearing about it. That's about it.
I definitely watched it. I just don't remember anything about it. I disagree completely. How can you disagree, dude? I just don't remember. I don't remember what it was about.
I do nothing. Head empty. Nothing about it.
I remember Bridge to Terabithia.
Bridge to Terabithia was a
bad movie.
It was okay.
But, like seriously, like that whole thing, like, oh, she died because the rope snapped or something, and there was a flood, and I'm like, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, dude.
That's,
I think I saw that.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
I saw that. Actually, I saw that as a play before it as a movie. Because they were doing. It was like one of those like places they take kids to they do movies or books or whatever. I mean.
Yeah.
It was one of those, and yeah, I saw it there. That messed me up at like 8-year-old. I was like, oh no. She's not coming back.
Yeah, the first time I saw the movie, I was like, wait a minute. It took me a while as a kid. I was like, is he dead? When he hit, I was like, no. I was sad. I was like, this can't be. What the fuck? Why did this movie do this to me? This is on Cartoon Network, god damn it. I saw it on Cartoon Network for the first time. I was not ready.
Like, I legit really didn't care, but like I was just surprised they would pull that like out of nowhere, like out of left field.
Burning, why you gotta disrespect Bridge of Terabithia too, man?
I'm not gonna, I have no strong opinions on that one. I really don't. I remember being fucked up by it as a kid. That's about it.
I mean, it was okay. Like, I don't hate it, but like, at the same time, I'm not in love with it.
Bridge of Terabithia is a fine movie. That's it. You know,
it was okay.
What was that one movie that was based on a book or whatever that had Brendan Fraser and like had like his daughter, and then there was like some like
Ink,
like these like that's it.
Something.
Thank you.
For the school trip. I can't remember, but I seen that movie it was a school trip, and it was pretty interesting. I guess I don't remember much of it though.
I don't remember. That's what I was confusing Spiderwick for at first. That's what I was like, oh yeah, that one. I'm like, oh wait, that's not the right thing at all.
This movie, I'm about to look it up because what a movie that was.
What was it called?
Ink.
Was it Ink?
Hold up. Inkheart. Inkheart. Oh man, that was killing me.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Jennifer Connelly is in a cameo in that movie because Paul Bettany's in there, but I guess he kind of like convinced the producers or whatever to put his wife and his kids in the movie.
Oh wow!
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Oh, that's kind of weak.
Bro. Why does that feel like a bro moment? I don't know. That was just some weird shit though. I don't know why that was a school trick, because that movie got kind of spooky at the end. I was like, bro, what the hell? It's like some ink monster in near the end of it.
Okay, one thing I never got about like school stuff, I think every kid saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off at school. Why did they tell us this? Like, I feel like we watch that every time. I'm like, I don't get that. Why would they tell us to skip school?
Yeah, this is a movie that are you encouraging me to really cut class? Like,
yeah.
Okay then, sure, bye.
Get the fuck. Yeah, they're just like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I feel like that's just a test. Every kid who stayed at class to watch the movie got an F. If you were a champ and left, you got an A+. Teacher's proud of you. You made his job easier. You're the smart ones. You'll make it in life.
Absolute Chad move. Just fucking leave.
If I was a teacher and I did that and no kid left during the movie, you're all getting an F. Can't believe them. I'm teaching a bunch of losers.
I didn't movie I really wanted to like the movie, but I couldn't, even though I tried to.
What's that?
I forgot the name of it. It was what was it called? It was fucking I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it. It was that one movie where shit, I lost my train of thought. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Movie or adult movie?
It was kind of like
Who was in it?
It was so long ago. I remember it was like about
Damn, it must be a really old movie. You can't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because I remember parts of it, but it was a really old movie, and I remember reading about it first. Well, I remember reading it. It was like oh man, fuck. Forget about it, because I'm gonna drive me nuts.
There's a movie I finally recently saw the other day, and was like, The Goonies. I was like, my first time finally watching, like, what, a week and a half ago. I don't know if it's unpopular or anything to say, but I was like, it's alright.
That's
Mannequin. That's the fucking movie I was thinking of.
Mannequin? Like a mannequin?
Yeah, like the movie and Mannequin, the 80s movie.
Mannequin.
Or the mannequin comes to life.
Yeah.
And
Mannequin.
Fuck.
1987 Mannequin. God.
And like the dude was like,
that's a lot of shitty ratings. Fucking goddamn.
It was, and I remember it so vividly because we watched it, and I was like, hold on. I remember we just watched like a bunch of old movies that my teacher just had in his V8. He just brought a bunch of movies to fucking home. He didn't care.
Why?
We watched Mannequin, and we watched because it was the last few days of school. We needed something to do.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
The best time.
I'm not gonna lie. I was one of them. I chose to be a fucking weirdo, and I was like, yo, science teacher was like, we need to bring. If you guys got movies, you just bring it on down. I was like, all right, son, I got a movie for you. It's all about the science. How about Cabin Fever, man? I love looking at the reactions on these people who never seen that movie before. They was like, sick fuck. You sick bastard. I was like, hey, I know I'm a sick bastard. I never got the DVD back though.
Oh my god. We watched Mannequin. We watched Black Knight with Martin Lawrence.
Oh my god!
Oh wow, really?
Oh my god! And I'm like, what the fuck?
Black Knight.
The most classic movie.
Son, Black Knight. That movie was. I show you that in school. What the hell?
Yeah, like we watched in school. Another great like shitty movie to watch that's actually kind of good in its own way is Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs. Wait a minute.
Wild Hogs a classic.
Man, I remember seeing the only reason I saw Ice Age because I saw it in school. Man, that movie's garbage. I just straight up did not like it.
I like the first two, honestly.
Oh my god, it just was so.
I don't know. I saw it when I was young. Had it on VHS. I just have a love for it. 1 and 2 mostly. And then it just kept going.
Wayward, how old are you?
I'm 30.
All right, so
damn.
You got me by 7 years.
got me by 10, dude. Damn. Shit.
Well, I feel young now. Thank you. In this little box, this void.
Yeah, I'm not lying when I say I'm old.
Oh man. We watched Black Knight, we watched Wild Hogs, we watched fucking Mannequin.
Bruh. I don't know why they got you watching goddamn movies like Mannequin and Wild Hogs in school.
I mean,
I think I saw Wild Hogs. I think I saw Wild Hogs in school.
Wild Hogs is a good movie. I like Wild Hogs though.
I can't remember anything about it. I probably most of those movies, like those, like Ice Age, for example. I just kind of I'm gonna draw this whole class.
Yes, it's like time to draw. They showed me. Was it Demolition Man? No. What?
No, they could not.
What Schwarzenegger movie was it? Crap, the one with on Mars. The one where he's on Mars and then he's running away from these guys. And the end of the movie, they like him and the girl are outside of Mars and they almost blow up to death. What's that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Pluto Nash?
I think so.
Was it Eddie Murphy in it?
No. Oh, Total Recall. There we go.
Total Recall.
Real?
What the?
Yeah, they
Are
showed us
you
that
for real?
in like the 7th grade. We were just teachers put that on, watching it. I was like, yo, this shit is lit. This movie is pretty great.
Yeah, as I was like, what the?
Yep. And then in high school, one of the teachers put on the reboot, and I was not having a good time. Yeah, I was not enjoying the reboot at all. I was like, this shit is garbage. I legit left the class. I couldn't. That was around the time of school where I didn't care anymore, so I was just like, yep, I'm out.
I think my first like risque movie like ever was The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Really?
That's a
like, I don't
classic
even,
right there.
is that risque? I never like that's because I watched that all the time when I was a kid. I was given a lot of liberties that I feel like a lot of kids didn't get. Like I saw what's it called? I can't think of what it's called right now, but the one I saw Friday when I was 6. That gives a good example of that.
My dad, he just fed me a lot of horror stuff as a kid. Like it was an opportunity I wasn't hanging out with him. He didn't have like some VHS tape with a horror movie on it or something. Like one of my fondest memories is one movie called War Dogs. Goddamn, I love that film. It's about soldiers. You know, they're on like some rescue mission apparently, but like when they get there, it's like, oh shit, it's more crazy than it seems. Basically, the movie is soldiers versus goddamn werewolves. And watching a soldier fight a werewolf with a goddamn kitchen utensil in a room was the most base shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, this man went down like a champ. He was legit ducking, fighting, weaving. I was like, oh, get him. And then it was like, they're just soldiers, you know, they're running away. And the werewolves, they were smart too. Like, the werewolves destroyed their cars so they couldn't escape. Freaking, like, was burning bodies and shit. And I was like, oh no, these aren't the dumb ones. And it was pretty tight. My dad made me watch that when I was a kid, and I had to sleep with the lights on because where it was scary.
All right. One more question, Burning Exeter, and I think we could be wrapping it up. You think it's okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Knowing you guys aren't fans of it, how do you guys think Frozen could have been fixed?
Yeah. Just follow the book story. We've been more interested.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's not that it's bad, but it's just like boring and bland and safe and
like I really feel like they should have got a better like an actual composer to like compose a good score. I don't think the score is good. I'm gonna actually completely say that. It sounds like temp music. Like it sounds like they were like, we need a song that sounds like this song. We need a song that sounds like that song, and then we'll make the money.
Yeah.
Because like they all like the Let It Go sounds like Fireworks, that one other pop song. There's like a Deadpool mentioned, like in Deadpool 2, they even brought up how like that one song it sounds like Papa Can You Hear Me. I really feel like they just had they had some temp song sets and they wrote the whole soundtrack based on that. It happens all the time nowadays.
Yeah.
I like the opening song, you know, when they're singing like la la, like a whole song.
It sounds like just like some other Disney shit. Like they probably had like I really feel like it doesn't sound like its own identity. It has no identity.
Like if I could fix Frozen, here's how I would fix Frozen's story. First of all, I would drop the fake villain twist because it doesn't go anywhere, and I would drop Kristoff, and I would not make Kristoff a villain. I would make Elsa the actual antagonist, but not the straight up villain.
I mean, that's how she is in the book. That's like from what I heard from the
she's
book.
Not sister. That's not her sister either.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, they should have just went full blown book because I never read it, but from everything I've heard, I'm like, this is just so much more.
It'd be a whole different thing, though. I'll say it's because like the whole she was like trying to save her boyfriend or whatever.
It wouldn't be marketable. It just wouldn't be
because no one wants to. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I just what this thing is like. No one wants to see a girl try and rescue a guy because they don't want to see a guy like that.
Yeah, we're in a new era. We're progressive. All right, we don't need to see.
It's not progressive though. It's just
no, because a girl should not be saving a guy.
I mean, I kind
of like what they're going for, though. I actually like what they're going for, so I can actually say, like, I could also see them just also keeping what they were doing, But like you were saying, don't make because they made it too easy, just to be like, oh, they could have had like a mature discussion. How, hey, maybe you're not ready to date yet. You haven't met anybody. This is your first time meeting people.
Yeah, like that whole thing just turned as a joke. It's just one joke. It's like you're not. You just met the guy, and then it's like that's it. That's the whole moral of the movie right there. That carries the conflict for the rest of the film. And I'm just like, this is boring.
And then, but here's the thing, like, the problem with Elsa is, like, after her Let It Go song, she's basically a plot device. You could replace her with the Chaos Emerald and nothing would really change about her character.
That's pretty damn true.
Nothing about the story changes.
We have to legs.
Well, yeah, they could just they could replace it with, say, Moana's take the thing over to the thing to stop the storm from happening.
The thing. But the only difference is it was Elsa's emotions causing the snowstorm, and I'm just like,
but
which they also scarred her for life.
What I hated about that was
killing people.
Is that Elsa not only did Elsa just constantly run away from her problems, but also the fact that all of Elsa's problems are solved with a hug.
Yeah, they really are. Because it made no sense. They're just like, hey, you know how her powers are caused by emotions? Let's scar her about this evil shit that she can do with her evil powers. It made no sense, and it's not like they were like. It would have made sense they had they built up this whole thing how they were afraid of magic, but then they had these. They should have got rid of those gnome people. That was stupid.
Little rock people were just the meanest plot device. Now that is what I call purely existing for the plot. We're here because magic.
we also need a goofy gnome song.
Right? Why did the king and queen know these gnomes? Like, what the frick?
That's so stupid. That's the worst thing.
Also,
that fixes a lot of things. Just get rid of that.
Elsa and Anna and Kristoff have zero chemistry. When they got together at the end, I was like, wait, what? Okay. You guys were friendly acquaintances at best. That's me being generous.
But marketing said we needed a couple.
That's true. Marketing. We need one couple at least. You can't be Elsa.
But he's barely in any of the merchandise, so it didn't matter.
But he has an animal sidekick.
Okay. I want to know. I never hear anybody talk about the second one. What happened in that movie?
I don't know. I never watched it.
I didn't go see it. I don't fucking care.
I swear to God, no one saw it. No one saw it. I swear to God, no one saw it.
And yes, Ryan,
it made a lot of money, so somebody saw it.
The people that saw it did not talk about it, though. I swear to God, I never heard anybody talk about it. You'll hear everybody talk about the dumbest thing in Twitter for a solid 2 months. I didn't hear a peep about that movie.
All I heard was that she left her kingdom and Anna became queen. That's all I heard. That's it.
So she ran away again. Oh my God.
I mean, to be fair, even actually, the more I think about it, when I watch Frozen again, the bad guy actually does a better job running the kingdom than Elsa. Think about it. He's like, listen, we got the gates opening. Get in the castle. Get some hot food and drinks. Get blankets. This dude was running the castle. Elsa was the one who always closed everything and didn't want to do anything.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Right.
The way Frozen 2 was perceived and the stuff. Actually, I don't know if I should say this. I don't want to change the subject.
Oh no, they got him.
Because I was about to mention Toy Story 4, but I say, you know what? No. Let's not change the subject.
I think we should end it right here, guys.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for everybody for popping up. It was awesome.
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
See you later, guys. Okay, where'd I go now? Oh, right here.
Oh.
Get the fuck off the stream.
All right. All right.